Alright, gamers. Pretty simple. I saw a video by this other Warframe YouTuber called Animalistic, and I thought I'd add on to it because I highly agree. When he mentioned that STEFLOS is, well, it's hated, it's underrated, you know. But anyways, let's get to the point. STEFLOS, right? STEFLOS is a semi-automatic shotgun. It counts itself as a shotgun, but instead of your usual shrapnels, it shoots a projectile, this kind of orb thingy. Um, how you get the STEFLOS is from Tiana Pass on Mars. Now, Tiana Pass is a mirror defense mission, meaning you kind of the drops that you get from it are gonna be from waves. So the main blueprint is gonna be from your rotation A, meaning your first and your second, and the parts are going to be on rotation B, which means your third round. So if you do multiple, a long mission, right? Then the parts you're going to get from 3, 6, 9, etc. Wait. Oh, sorry, no. Um, you're going to get it from round 3 and then 4 plus 3, 7, and then 8 plus 3, 11. There we go. So yeah, don't worry about that. Sorry. But basically every out of 4 rounds, every third round is gonna be a STEFLOS part, and every 1 and 2 from that rotation is gonna be the STEFLOS blueprint. You can also get the components from OTAC on Deimos using the Belric and Rania crystals, which you will collect as you play the mission, both through completing the waves as well as from jumping into a bunch of floating rocks up to multiples of 50. So, that out of the way, let's just go over the build. Now, build, of course, I'm going to go 3 builds. Now, first one I'm going to give is the ribbon build because my friend gave me a ribbon and I have to be grateful to him. But there's also a non-ribbon build, which is going to be for more general use, as well as a version for if you've just started. Let's say you don't have arcanes, you don't even have a potato, right? This is what you can use. So let's go. So first one with the ribbon, we've got Galvanized Hell, we've got Savvy, because this is multiplicative because it's a projectile. We've got just a very nice ribbon, it's got damage, crit damage, just generally good. Uh, Primed Ravage, because I was lucky to get that. Critical Deceleration, Semi-Shotgun Cannonade, this one works very well. Punch Through is not necessary on these STEFLOS because it has infinite body punch through, which I'll get into later. But the 240% damage is very nice. And then just Vigilante Armaments, and this one is okay, but it's mainly there for multi-shot. And then Frigid Blast pairs with the innate heat damage to create Blast. Now, this build I like a lot because you just kind of chuck through, and as things die, they also explode. And so it's super great for wave clear. Um, Second build is gonna be the no ribbon build, and instead of blast, I'm gonna run heat and viral. Now, obviously, you can run blast as well for your non-ribbon build. It's just that for general use, I think it's more viable to just run heat and viral. You see, it works much nicer that way. But my blast build, I just run because I think it's more fun. And then, of course, last but not least, I opened the wrong menu. Let's look at the broke build. I'm sorry. Like for example, you really just started. You got Hell's Chamber, Critical Deceleration. I say is a super useful one. This is from Orokin Vaults, so it may be a little bit hard to get. It is a curse mod, so if you really can't, you could go with Blunderbuss. But again, you see the crit chance is really low. So at that point, you might as well run Point Blank, right? Just put in base damage. But once you get something like Critical Deceleration, which in my opinion isn't too bad, then you just want to run that. Hell's Chamber, because multi-shot is always nice. More bullets means more chances for status, etc. And then semi-shotgun cannonade comes from Brutus Uranus, which sounds like a threat, but I don't mean to threaten anyone with doing that. And it's just a really nice damage bonus, because as compared to point blank, which is like what, 90% health damage, it's a full 240. And one of my favorite things about semi shotgun cannonade is that with critical deceleration, right, fire rate cannot be modified, meaning that critical deceleration does not change, does not reduce the fire rate. So you get the base 3 shots per second, which in my opinion is a very nice amount. Now, of course, you see this is the starter build, so the damage is way lower. But as you can also see, on level 155 armored units, that is not half bad. So again, if you are starting off, right, you can use that. Let's say, let's see, your early game, right? Kill the enemies and swap them down to 50. Right. Say you're early on in the game, it's gonna get the job done. No potato required. Just a bit of patience. 'Cause again, this is I'm talking cheapskate. Like really, you do not have any Orokin catalyst, etc. So yeah, you start here, you go to here, and again, if you don't have primed ravage, you can just use normal ravage. There is, I mean, obviously going to be a damage loss, right? But prime mods are not the, like, lacking a prime mod is not the end of the world. Now, I do have primed chilling grasp, but I actually will recommend against it, because if you have heat and viral, right, you see with normal chilling grasp, it balances with the heat quite nicely, so that viral and heat are about 50-50. If you run primed chilling grasp, and I'm not even max level, the viral becomes heavier than the heat, which means that for stuff that doesn't die right away, you're gonna have a situation where you are trying to kill everything, but nothing is dying because everything's just viral rather than heated up. Yeah, so you kind of want it to be balanced so that you can gain heat stacks and viral stacks around the same time. At least that's how I see it. So what's next on the list? So now, I'd say the best one, the best character to run this on frame, sorry, is Citrine. My Citrine build, I'm gonna try and post it. It took me a little bit, and I'm gonna have to re-record some parts, but trust me, it is coming soon. Um, yeah. Why Citrine? So the crit rate on this is terrible, first of all. Like the base crit rate is like 14, but as you can see, um, Crystallize, Citrine's force ability, forces red crits. That means that you get, no matter what your crit rate, you can get a red crit. And the STEFLOS is a huge orb, so it's gonna hit super hard. Yeah, that's basically it. It's just good because force crits means you don't have to worry as much about crit rate. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't want crit deceleration, because you're not gonna 100% hit every rock on your target, but it does mean that you can kind of worry less about this 42%. Now, other options that you can pair the STEFLOS with include anyone who can kind of inflict stuff like puncture, for example, Rhino. You could run somebody with Arcane Avenger. Basically, yeah, Arcane Avenger, I don't have the max level, but 45% crit chance would be huge. Basically, anyone who can boost the crit rate, the final crit rate of your STEFLOS is going to be a good choice. Obviously, if you want to just put like Mirage or someone, damage boosting weapon platform, those are always good. Yeah, but as to why I say Citrine, Well, first of all, Citrine's my favorite, right? But second of all, you can just do this, you can do this, and then you can do this, and then you can just do this, right? And then, like, I'm not planning where I'm shooting, I'm not aiming specifically anywhere, I'm just firing away. And I find that very satisfying. So, that is that. Um, yeah, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for my Citrine guide video thing. Um, I'll try to make it as understandable as possible and as accessible and everything. But until then, uh, yeah, go play Tiana Pass on Mars. Get your STEFLOS, get your Citrine, and have fun. Oh, and before you go, one more thing I almost forgot to say. The STEFLOS ball does decay pretty fast. Projectile speed will increase how far it can go before it decays because it's a duration-based thing. But if you want to extend its lifespan, right? Let's say that I shoot, right? It goes all the way through. Hold on. Yeah. It goes all the way through even though it's past its usual duration because whenever it hits an enemy, it gains more duration. So just bear that in mind. You don't have infinite range with the STEFLOS, and there is a bit of damage fall off. But as long as there's a group of enemies, it's gonna just keep going through them. So don't worry about that. Yeah. Anyways, have lots of fun. Take care. That should be it. Take it easy. See ya.